and welcome, you guys. Welcome. This is Heather with PassionForSavings.com, and today we are talking about cleaning out your closet. Okay, so I'm literally in the middle of my closet, and I'm going to get you guys turned around. Hello and welcome. How are you guys? I got this on here backwards, so I'm trying to get my thing set up. How are you? Welcome guys. Are you ready to talk about, maybe if I put this on first, that will help. Are you ready to talk about, I'm taking you for a ride. Okay, hang on. There you go. You need to organize your closet. Okay, hang on. There we go. Okay, I don't have my normal setup because I'm in the middle of my closet, and so I've kind of like rigged this thing up. It's not working very well. All right, welcome. Hey, Melanie, how are you? You need some help with your closet. Okay, I'm ready. So, yes, you need these hangers. This is all like hangers I cleared out of my closet. So I was excited to have hangers again. Because you know the worst thing is when you have like to go to hang up laundry and you have no hangers. That's like the worst thing ever, right? Hello from Missouri and welcome. Welcome you guys. I'm so glad you're all joining me. And to everyone who's watching the replay, welcome, because I know that not everyone is able to make it live. So I thought that we would just jump right in. Do you guys have any questions about organizing your closet, cleaning out? I spent 2 days, welcome from New Jersey, welcome. I spent 2 days this weekend, you guys, cleaning out my closet. And I literally, when I started, I was like, I am so overwhelmed by what is going on. And I'm like, how am I ever going to get through this, right? So a little background, just so you kind of know where we're coming from. We moved into a new house. About a year ago. So we were just getting started and I cleaned out everything when we moved. So we actually thought we were going to move about a year and a half before we actually moved. We had put our house on the market. We were waiting for it to sell. We were going to sell and then we were going to rent while we built. So that was kind of our journey. That was kind of our plan. Your closet is jam-packed. I know. It's like one of those things. It's so hard to let go of things. I think it's really what's hard. So we were going to move a year and a half before we actually moved. So we cleaned out everything. We literally had our whole house in boxes. At the time I was 8 months pregnant. And we had the whole house in boxes, and then 3 days before we were supposed to close, the appraisal fell through, the loan fell through, everything. And so we unpacked with tears. We unpacked our house, and so I had cleaned out once then. So that was about 2.5 years ago. So I had cleaned out a lot of stuff then. Then it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, right? So one of the biggest blessings was that we got to stay in our house, which was paid for at the time. So we had paid for our house, we got to stay there, and we didn't end up paying rent for the year and a half. We thought we would build in about 6 months. It ended up taking us a year and a half to build. So that was a huge blessing in disguise that our house actually didn't sell. So then when we moved a year ago, I cleaned out again. Right? So I'm such a hoarder, and especially when it comes to clothes, I'm such a hoarder. Do you guys, anybody else, like you can't get rid of it? You don't know what to do. You're like, I just want to hold on to this. I might wear it again, right? I might wear it again. And so I know I am. I'm glad I'm not alone. I'm glad you guys are right there with me. Your wife is the same way. So you're watching this for her. Are you going to go clean out her closet? That's awesome. Donate. Yes. Okay. So, back to my story. It's totally me, guys. So, when you see my closet, you're going to be like, she still has so much. And I want you to know this is after like so many times of cleaning out because I'm not that person. I have actually thought about doing the capsule wardrobe thing. I think that would be a fun challenge to like pull out like, I think, how many pieces is that? 40 pieces? Yes, that makes me save different size clothing too. Goodwill, here we come. Yes. So I've actually eliminated a lot of things out of my closet, and a few things that you should know. So like you said, having kids makes you want to keep your clothing. I had 4 pregnancies in the last 8 years. So I literally feel like I have worn every size possible, right? Like you're like, okay, I wear a 4, and then I'm like, I wear an 8, and then I'm like, I wear a 10, and then I have my pre-pregnancy clothes and my maternity clothes and my all of it. I have every size you can imagine, right? So that makes it really hard, really hard. I feel you. It's really hard to get rid of those clothes because you're like, what if I wear them again? And you have every size of shirt, right? Like, I have smalls and I have larges. And I'm like, so what really fits? And what am I going to wear again? And then the stuff that fit 8 years ago, even if I can wear it again, I'm probably not going to, right? Because styles have changed a lot in 8.5 years. My son will be 8 this weekend on Sunday. It's his birthday. So he'll be 8 on Sunday. And I'm thinking, that's what? So plus 9 months of being pregnant with him. So almost 8.5, 9 years, the last 8.5, 9 years, my body has just been like this, right? Total mom body. Okay, so that's another story. That's another scope. So, oh, thank you. Yes, happy birthday to him. Planning a party. He wants a Sim City birthday party. So if any of you have any ideas, there's not very many ideas on Pinterest. Like, apparently that's not a very popular, like, birthday party idea for 8-year-olds. Sim City. So that's his new thing. It's like a game on the iPad that my brother introduced him to. Totally old school. And so now he's obsessed and he wants a Sim City cake that's 3 feet tall, which I already tried to talk him out of that. So I'm going to be attempting the Sim City cake this weekend. Stay tuned on Instagram for pictures. Okay. So a few things that I do when I start cleaning out. So I'm going to try to see if I can get up on my knees. I told you I have this totally rigged out. As long as it's not a Minecraft cake. Okay, well, he was totally into the Minecraft thing. I thought that's what we were going to be doing. And then he decided on the SimCity thing. So, okay, a few things. Let me take this off. I think that might help. Okay, I'm going to turn this. Okay, so one of the things that I do when I start cleaning out is I always take a trash can. So take a trash can and take baskets or boxes for donating. So one of the things that you want to do is I always donate my clothing. I do not do garage sales anymore. And here's the reason why. One, where we live now is a horrible place for garage sales. So then I have to drag it to someone else's house. It's not easy. It's not convenient. And we actually donate all of our clothing and then take really good inventory of it and itemize it on our taxes. So because of the small business and because of the blog and everything, it makes it where it kind of comes out as a wash. It's about the same as doing a garage sale and it's a lot less work. So I will use consignment sales for my kids' clothing or for any of my nice like maternity clothing. I have had really good luck with maternity clothing and consignment sales. So most children's consignment sales also allow maternity clothing. So that's a really great place to sell your maternity clothing. It's also a really great place to buy maternity clothing. Okay, so a little tip there. How do I take inventory? So what you want to do is probably I would get online and look up the exact list, but it's like, so if you do your own taxes on like H&R Block or TurboTax or whatever, you can itemize. Talk to an accountant because I am not, Lord knows I am not an accountant. So I don't take my tax advice on this, but basically what you do is you write down, like I write down really nice sweaters or I write down like average, like Target sweaters. So there's like different levels of different items of clothing, but you want to know exactly how many women's sweaters you had, exactly how many men's sweaters you had, exactly how many men's pants, whether they were dress pants or jeans. Like, so you write down, like I might write down 3 pair of women's jeans and then I'll write them down. If they're a specific brand or a specific like type, I'll write down, and I do this for my husband so that he can itemize all of it. So I'll write down 7 jeans, approximate value $100 or whatever. Because when you donate all of that, they want to know what you had donated, whether it's a t-shirt. What happens is you end up getting like, there's a set amount for each different type of item. So that's why it ends up working out better. So you say like women's t-shirts might be a certain set amount. And then that comes off as a tax deduction because you want to donate it to a nonprofit. So our church has a local ministry called the Compassion Center. And so I just donate all of my stuff to the Compassion Center. They're able to use that, give it out to people who are in need. we get the tax deduction for it, and it's a whole lot easier than trying to do the garage sale. So what makes it also nice is I can donate 24, or not 24 hours a day, but like 6 days a week. So it's easy. It's every week of the year. It's super easy for me to take a box. I can take one box, or I can take 5 boxes, right? It doesn't matter. So I don't feel like I have to do this all at once. I don't have to do my entire house at once. I always have a donation box in my garage. Always. I have one right now. It's a big cardboard box. It literally says Compassion Center on the side. I fill it up. When I bring home kids' meal toys, my kids hate this, by the way. So this doesn't win friends and influence people. But when I bring home kids' meal toys, a lot of times they go straight from the car into the donation box because we don't need those toys. I don't like the little random stuff all over my house. So you can play with it at the restaurant, you can play with it in the car, and then it goes straight into the donation box. Like, they just don't need all of those little random things. And so, anyways, so I also do that if we have clothes that we outgrow, or if I have something. Yes. And so if I have something from my closet that I'm like, this doesn't fit right, I'm never going to wear this again, then it goes straight to that box. So I do that kind of all year long so that the process of actually cleaning out my closet is a lot easier. Okay. So when I start with a keep box. Like I already put them up, but a box of like stuff I'm going to pack away and keep. I have a box of stuff I'm going to donate. And then I had a trash can because there's some stuff that has holes in it. It doesn't even need to be donated, right? Like, I don't want to take my mess to someone else's house. I don't want to take my mess to some other, I don't want to donate something that's not going to be able to be worn again. So if it's, old underwear and socks or shirts with holes in them, like, I'm just going to donate it. It doesn't need to be passed on at that point. So I start with that because then I feel like I have a place to put things. The next thing I do is I work in sections. So start with something small and manageable. It's just like a budget. If you feel like you are accomplishing something, you will keep going. So I started with my shoes. The shoes were an easy place because they're big items. It was easy to get everything organized and kind of go through it really fast. And then I felt like I had accomplished something. And that's the best motivation. To feel like you're accomplishing something is super good motivation. So I started with my shoes. I also, here, let me show you. I think I can turn this. See my shoes? See? Pretty shoes. Okay, so the first thing that I did is I take all of my shoes off the shelf so I can wipe it down. It's a really good time to clean when you're already doing this. So I took all the shoes off my shelf, wiped them down, and then decided which ones do I love. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to say, I only want to keep what I really love, okay? I don't want to keep things that I kind of like because I'm probably not going to wear it. The other thing I do is I used a 12-month rule. I think this is really kind of can depend. If you're doing something seasonal, like if you're only cleaning out your spring clothes before spring or your summer clothes before summer or maybe at the end of summer is always a good time to clean out. That's when I always do my kids' closets. I don't know why I do that with my kids' closets, but I always do them at the end of the season. Like fall and winter's kind of over and spring is coming out, so I'm putting in their closets their new spring stuff. And then I think that's because for my kids I kind of buy ahead, and so I'm putting new spring clothing into their closets. I'm cleaning out the fall clothing that they can't use anymore. And so what I like to do then is say, have they worn this year? Have they worn it the last 3 months, 6 months, however long your seasons are? And that's a really good tip. You do that with your kids too. Yeah, because they grow so fast. You really have to do your kids' closets I do mine probably every 3 to 4 months. Normally at the beginning of every season, I kind of add in the stuff that I bought for them, for that season, new sizes or whatever, and I pull out anything that's too small or that's, fall, winter that they're not going to wear anymore that I know won't fit by the next year. But with my own clothes, what I like to do is I like to go, have I worn this in the last year? So even if I clean out my closet, let's say every 6 months, have I worn this in the last year? And this worked really well for me this time because it had been, like I said, a year really since I had touched my closet. It was I had reduced it a lot by the time we moved in to this house. So I had been adding to it. So the question was, have I worn this in the last year? Because the chances are, and I am the worst at this, I want to keep it all. I want to be like, I love it, I want to keep it. The chances are that if you haven't worn it in the last year, you're not going to wear it in the next year, right? So when you're cleaning out, that's something to keep in mind, because you really want to minimize to what you really love. If you're wearing clothes that you love, you are going to feel so much better and have so much more confidence. I always look at like Instagram or something and I'm like, oh, they look so cute all the time. And I'm like, a lot of times I look at it, I'm like, I have those clothes, I just don't think to put them all together. And a lot of times it's because my closet is so crammed full of stuff that I walk into it and I go, nothing fits. Nothing feels good. I don't like what I have, right? And so then when I clean out, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, look, I found that sweater. Like, I wore a sweater yesterday that I've had for a long time. I've kind of forgotten that I had it, and it fits really well, and I loved it. And all day I kept thinking, oh, I just love this sweater. It's so comfortable. It's so easy to wear, and it looks good, right? And so I had found that because I cleaned my closet out. Otherwise, it was just stuffed in the middle of a bunch of stuff I didn't like. And so by cleaning out, it's like we almost save money because we don't feel like we have to go buy something new because we love what's in our closet. At least for me, it works that way. So I take a section at a time. I started with my shoes. I moved into my like workout clothes. Pull everything out of your drawers or everything out of the section that you're working in and put back what you love. It's easier to determine what you love rather than what you should get rid of, because we all have these sentimental and emotional attachments to what we want to keep, right? We're like, oh, I don't want to get rid of any of that. I don't want to get rid of any of that. And so it's hard to say what you want to get rid of. It's easy to find what you love. So say, hey, what pieces, what of this workout clothing do I really love to wear? What fits really well? What am I going to wear all the time? What are the pieces I would pack? This is like a thing I do in my head, but what are the things I would pack on vacation? Because I find that when I'm going on vacation, if I was going to pick 7 workout outfits to take on vacation, which ones would I pick, right? I'm going to pick the ones that are the most comfortable, the ones that fit the best, the ones that fit right now, right? Like that's, ouch, it kind of hurts, but the ones that fit right now, and those are the ones I'm going to take. Well, those are the ones I want to keep, okay? So the ones you would take on vacation, the ones that fit right now, the ones you wear because they're the most comfortable or they look the best, or maybe they're the newest ones that you have and you want to kind of clean out the old stuff, put those back into your closet, put them back onto the shelf, hang them back up, and then you'll be able to determine, okay, now what of this am I going to get rid of? Are there a few more things I want to keep? And then because they're really nice pieces, like one of the things I've really tried to do over the last few years is buy quality staples, in the sense that I might buy really great workout pants, like just solid black workout pants, and then buy, some fun colors of tops like at Target. So kind of like buy good quality of a few staple items and then accent with color and style with some cheaper, less expensive items. So that's something that I really try to do really hard. So sometimes there were a few things that I said, I'm really going to keep this too, even though it's maybe over my limit or however many I wanted to keep. Sometimes I say, I want to keep 10 of these and that's it, or 5 of these and that's it, right? Like I don't need more than 5 sweaters. I don't need more than 3 vests. Like I'm just not going to wear a vest every day, and I don't need 10, right? So pick the ones you love, because those are the ones that are most versatile. Those are the ones you're going to wear all the time. So that's kind of how I handle it, one section at a time. Another thing that I wanted to mention was that I really highly recommend finding a good tailor. So one of the things that happens is sometimes you have a really nice dress or a really good quality staple item that you've bought, and if it doesn't fit right, you have a tendency to get rid of that, which is fine, but you can also alter it. So like I have these jeans that are super nice jeans that I got on like Rue La La, which is a discount, kind of like Zulily for women's clothing, but it's like a discount site. And so they're really good name brand jeans, but they're too long. And so I would wear them with super tall heels, except that I have 3 kids and I don't like to wear super tall heels very often because I can't walk and keep up and my feet hurt really fast and my 2-year-old likes to be carried and that's like impossible. And so I just don't wear really tall heels very often anymore. And so these jeans, which I love and they fit really well up top, were too long. So I am actually going to take these, and the lady that I use is actually at a department store, but she does other things from outside. So you can bring her your jeans or whatever. And she normally tailors like men's suits and stuff. And she's excellent. She's an older lady, maybe like 70. And she is 70 because she told me she was having her 70th birthday the last time I was there. But she will tailor these for $6 for jeans. Okay. So for $6, I can take a pair of jeans that I love that don't fit very well because they're too long, but they fit really well up top. And thought you have 4 kids. This is complicated. I have 3 kids and then we lost one. So we have a sweet little girl named Presley Kate. So 4 pregnancies, 3 kids living right now. So yeah. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to take these jeans and I'm going to get them altered, and then I'm going to have another really good pair of jeans that fits really well that are the right length. So don't be afraid of stuff like that because you can, that's okay, don't feel bad, it's confusing, I know. So I will have another really good pair of jeans that are altered that fit really well. So I've done that for dresses too that fit really well that I like, that maybe I've like lost some weight and I still want to keep that. Tailoring is a really good way to make things fit really well. So, do you guys have any questions or any other tips? Do you guys have any favorite tips or anything like that? Totally open for questions, tips, strategies right now. I have on the blog, I have some more ideas for you and tips on cleaning out. I think not being afraid to get rid of things that don't fit anymore. Does it fit right now? That's the hardest question for me to ask and answer, like, honestly, and be like, okay, I'm probably never going to wear these jeans again. I should get rid of them. Or maybe give them to somebody who you know will love them. If it's a really nice piece or a really nice pair of jeans. Like my sister's a size smaller than I am. Lucky duck. Hadn't had any kids yet. But I could give her, you know, jeans or something, shoes that didn't fit anymore. And she would love that. So always be willing to bless someone and kind of see, I think looking at it too is that way, like, these are nice clothes, but someone else is going to be able to use them. That's always really nice for me too, to kind of take that perspective. It makes getting rid of things a little bit easier. Maybe a little. Okay. Any questions? Any thoughts? Tips? Ideas? You guys know you have them. I know you have them. Do you guys how often do you clean out your closets? You need one of those motivational scopes going through kitchen cabinets. Okay. Motivational scope for kitchen cabinets coming. You flipped all your hangers around the opposite way, and next year you'll get rid of the things that you didn't wear. That's a really good idea. I have seen that on Pinterest. I have never tried it, but basically what you do, like, here, I'll show you with this one. So, like this vest, you would basically turn it around this way and hang it the opposite way. And then anything that you don't wear, you would know after like 6 months or a year, I haven't worn this in a year, so I'm going to get rid of it. I can't handle half my hangers backwards. That's like, I don't know why, but it's such a good idea. It's such a good idea. But the OCD person in me can't handle that. I don't know why. It's so funny, but it's such a good idea because basically it forces you, what it does is it forces you to be honest about what you really wear. Because a lot of times we don't, we're not honest with ourselves. It would drive you crazy. It's definitely awkward. I know, but don't you think, I think I would have to move them to a separate section and be like, everything I wear, I'm putting over here. And then like, you know, like designate one section, like this is what I wear, and then clean it out that way or something. Because I feel like that would drive me crazy. How do you store the kids' clothes when you buy ahead? Okay, so what I have, that's a really good question. How do you store your kids' clothes when you buy ahead? Like you buy ahead for a season, or maybe at the end of summer you're buying for next summer. Where do you put them? How do you store them? What I like to do is I have a plastic storage box, like a Rubbermaid type box, for each one of my kids. I like to keep it separate for my kids because it allows me, every time that I add something to that box, I kind of visually see what do I have already for that kid so that I'm not overbuying, right? Because the tendency, And a lot of people don't think about this, but the tendency when you buy ahead is to overbuy. You buy more shorts, more shirts than you ever need for a summer. And it's because you found them at a great deal, right? Been there, done that. I mean, I'm totally guilty. But what I like to do is I like to have a separate storage box for each one of my kids. I actually keep that in my gift closet because it's an easy place for me to access. I know my kids aren't going to pull it down and get it like all jumbled or whatever. You overbuy when you find clearance. I do. Honestly, I do. Because then it gets to the beginning of the season sometimes and I go, why did I buy so many t-shirts? Or whatever. And they, you know, it's like they have all the shorts and t-shirts they need, but they didn't have a swimsuit. And I'm like, why didn't I buy a swimsuit that was the bigger size? Like, it's just harder when you're buying ahead. You think you're getting these great deals. And so sometimes you don't think through and organize and plan as much as when you buy in season and you go, okay, they need a swimsuit or they need a new pair of tennis shoes. And you go and you buy that one item rather than just buying kind of whatever you find, right? And it's really easy on clearance to buy multiple sizes. Like, oh, she wears a 6, so I'm going to buy like 7s and 8s. And then you end up with like all these 8s that are shorts that she'll like never wear in the summer or something, you know? So you have to be really careful, I've learned over the years, buying ahead. It's really good and you can save money that way, but you have to be very hyper organized when you're buying ahead. So I store mine. I have a box that's all of Haley's, like, clothes that are too big, basically. They're clothes that don't fit her yet that I bought ahead. If it fits, it goes straight into her closet because we kind of have weird weather. We can have like 70 or 80 degree weather in the middle of December. Like Christmas week before Christmas, it was like 75 here. So I have a hard time because of where we live. Let me block that. I have a hard time because of where we live cleaning out my kids' closets by season, like getting rid of all their winter clothes in the summer because our seasons just kind of are like this. It can be 75 one day and 20 the next day. I am a stay-at-home mom, actually a work-at-home mom. I'm a blogger at passionforsavings.com, and I have 3 kids, ages 8, ages 5, well, she's almost 6, so 8, 6, and 2. So boy, girl, boy, 8, 6, and 2. So like cleaning out their closets is I do it about every 6 months, sometimes more. When they're little, like my little guy, I feel like I have to do his every 3 or 4 months. My big kids don't change sizes near as much. So I feel like I'm kind of spreading out to about 6 months for them. And then I go through the box that I have saved and I say, okay, what of this is going to fit or what's the right size? You're in Missouri and it was in the 70s on Christmas. Yes, it was super warm Christmas week. Actually, one of the warmest Christmases we've ever had. Do I homeschool? Random question. Random questions are good. No, I do not. My 2 older kids go to a private Christian school, but I was homeschooled growing up, actually, surprisingly, always. So all the way through, from kindergarten all the way through senior high. So I was homeschooled, but I do not homeschool my kids right now, I should say. Okay, random questions are always good. I like that. That's fun. I like to get to know you guys that way too. So a lot of fun doing that. One other thing that I wanted to mention as far as cleaning out clothes is to find a place that you really love to donate to, because I think it makes it easier when you have a simple place or you know, like, this place is on my way, like this Goodwill store is on my way to school, or it's on my way to church, or it's on my way to Walmart. Having a place like that where it's really simple to donate and it's easy makes this whole process less stressful. Like if I have a box in my garage and it's for donating stuff and it fills up, I literally just drive through the drive-through. They come out and get it out of your car and like take it inside. You don't have to do anything. All I have to do is take the box from my garage to my trunk and I'm done, right? Drive through the place. So find somewhere really easy to donate. It makes it really simple. And then I want to show you, let me show you one more thing. Okay. One more tip. So this is my mad folding skills. Not very good. Okay. But these especially are like, so these are my workout clothes, but they're like, see how they're, there's all this extra space. You have a tight budget and feel like you need to sell things we don't use to pay for new stuff. Okay, that's a really, really valid point. I think that is great. I think if you can sell it, I actually am working on a post that's like ways to sell your used clothing. I think if you can sell your clothing to pay for new clothing, that's great. It's also motivational because you're like, hey, I can use this money to buy something new that I really love. I don't do that only personally because of where we are in life, in the sense that blogging takes up a lot of my time, and then also our taxes, we get a better credit when we itemize our taxes. Not everyone does that. So if you're on one income, you might be better off. You sell your kids' clothes to play for more. Yes, you might be better off selling and buying new clothes than itemizing on your taxes. That does not work for everybody. It just works for us because of our special circumstances. So this is how I fold my clothes. And the reason is because if I want to get this back here, I can like just pull it out. You see that? Or if I want to get to this one here, I just pull it out. And the same thing to put them back in, you just pull them all to the front and then stack them at the back. So what this does is if I stacked them the other way, like if these were stacked like this, then what happens is every time I dig to the bottom, I like make a big mess. See that? If I stack them this way, then they're like that. Okay? So that way I can get to everything. And I was going to show you too. Let me see. Oh, in here, in my closet. Okay, so see, I have some of my drawers like that, and it doesn't work near as well. These, like there's my shorts. Same thing. It's easier to get to them. So anything that's in a drawer, I store that way. It just makes my life a million times. Konmari Method. I haven't read the book. Let's be honest. I don't really know. So some people have been asking me this. I got this on Instagram a lot. Who knows what the Konmari Method is? Can somebody explain it to me? Because everyone keeps asking me, are you using that method? And I'm like, I don't really know. There's the honest truth. So I know it's like a big book and it's like a big fad, trendy kind of thing right now. I don't know the specifics of it. So the answer is probably no, I'm not using that method. But I think that probably, from what I know about it, it's kind of like keeping the things that spark joy. Right. That's what I've heard. So you only keep the things that you use or that spark joy. And that, I would say that yes, that's my general premise, is like, use what you love, keep what makes you feel really, really good, and then keep the staples, those really good, high quality items that, you know, are very practical and very useful long term, like, you know, black pants or jeans or whatever. So, hey bud, you want to come in here with me?
No.
No?
Mom?
You want to come say hi? Come say hi?
Hi.
Wait, right here, where you can see you. Say hi.
Hi.
So the general idea is that I don't use that method specifically, but in general, I still agree with her premise that, you know, the things that you love are the things that you should keep. So, yeah, there we go. All right. So if you guys don't have any more questions or anything like that, then I am going to head out and hang out with the little guy. You want to say hi? He is so cute. He's very cute. I'm so partial.
Hi.
And he loves this Periscopes thing. Say, tell him your name. Can you tell him your name? They want to know your name. Say, what's your name?
Madden.
Madden. His name is Madden Lee Shishler. That's kind of a hard word. Shishler is a hard last name for a 2-year-old. Look, they're giving you lots of hearts. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Blow him kisses. Can you blow him kisses? Aw, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. All right. Okay. Oh, they give you lots of hearts, lots of colors. See all the hearts, lots of colors?
I did.
Thank you. Oh, good job. Oh, more kisses. More kisses. You're so sweet.
I did.
Oh, thank you. All right. Can you tell them bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Say see you later.
See you later.